Hi. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. May I begin? Janet and all the distinguished panelists and delegates to the conference and students, I would have loved to be with you all, and it's unfortunate that I am not all that fit to be able to travel to Udaipur, but I'm happy and I want to thank Janet for giving me this privilege of addressing you today from Ahmedabad. I think you have chosen a wonderful theme for the HR conclave, transforming HR for new business priorities. And you have very distinguished panelists representing a variety of great corporations today, and I'm sure you will enjoy their discussions and their inputs. I'd like to take this opportunity to share a few of my thoughts on the theme of the conclave, transforming HR for new business priorities. I'm sure we are all witnessing very peculiar time in our country at this point of time. We're going through a little bit of a bad time as a country. Our brand, India brand, seems to be taking a little bit of a beating because of our own fault and the way I suppose media very rightly from their perspective place it, but it does a lot of damage to the brand while internal talent remains intact. And I want to bring to the notice of all of you what this actually means. I'd like to introduce the concept of intellectual capital. This concept was not that much talked about until about 15 years ago when Infosys published as a part of their balance sheet a value of people. They put human capital value, if I recollect at that point of time, as something like 200 crores. And at that time, they probably had about maybe 2,000 people. And the way Infosys calculated was following the Stewart's formulation that the earning capability of an employee for the next 5 years can be taken as a human capital value. And they estimated 5-year earning capability of 2,000 employees at that time as something like 200 or 300 crores or something like that. At that time, someone from one of the business magazines asked me, what do you think of this formula of estimating human capital? My response to that was, I think it would be very nice to apply this very formula to those who have used it on the balance sheet and then look at their human capital value. Only thing is you have to take the time dimension into consideration. For example, jokingly I said that calculate the human capital value of Mr. Narayan Murthy himself when he was working in the Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, in the IT department in the year 1970, 71, 72. His human capital value would have been estimated using this formula as less than 5 lakhs of rupees. And what a gross underestimate of the value of our talent. And subsequent years have shown that Mr. Narayan Murthy has created millionaires, including some of the people who would never dreamt of. So that means any financial value you put to human beings can at best be an underestimate of the real value. Now I am saying all this because in the last 15 years there has been quite a bit of talk of the concept of intellectual capital. Nowadays most companies are measured in terms of the market capitalization of the company. Now if you look at the market capitalization of the company, it is nothing but the number of shares the company has. It is done normally for the public limited or companies which are listed on the stock exchange and so on. You multiply the share price by the number of shares you have, that is the market capitalization. And at one point of time, Bill Gates seemed to have said that this was almost about 10-12 years ago. He said that not more than 3% of the assets I have or market capital I have gets shown in my balance sheet. That means, he said, my balance sheet shows only 3% of the market value, which means balance sheet is normally the tangible assets and that is shown. It was at this point of time we started calculating the tangible assets of Indian companies. Sometime in the year 2003, when I calculated the cost, the tangible assets of companies like Infosys, Wipro and TCS, I discovered that less than 2% of the market capitalization is shown in the balance sheet. That means this. The rest of it is only in the minds of people. That means if your market value is X amount,